Hi guys, I'm Andy from Cruisemaster. In the next couple of weeks, we've got a new video coming out which is going to detail all the gear that went into the remote area testing Land Cruiser 200 that's sitting behind me here. Now, I thought we'd get ahead of that video and have a quick explanation of why we selected in particular the Land Cruiser 200 as the platform for this build. Obviously there's lots of vehicles out there, so there's lots to choose from, but ultimately it came down to us for a couple of different areas. The first being load capacity, second being reliability, and from a personal point of view, the usability day to day, because this is my vehicle that I drive on a daily basis. So from the load capacity side of things, we went out there and had a look at lots of options. We did have the Land Rover Defender for quite a few months. We were testing that out. We thought that might be a potential option for us. However, the load capacity in that vehicle didn't really allow us to tow a 3.5 ton trailer behind a modified vehicle with all the gear that we need for our overlanding trips. So that was out. We looked into the American range of vehicles. The 1500 range doesn't have the payload. The 2500s do have the payload, but only if you register them into the higher category. Then all of the team members here have to have new driver's licenses. You've got to be completely dry from an alcohol point of view if you intend on driving them, and it just complicated the whole situation, so we didn't go down that path. The benefit of the 200 is there is lots of options out there for GVM increases. In particular, we selected the AEV J-Max kit, which went up to 4.2 tons, giving us another 900 kilos of payload, whilst being able to tow 3.5 tons. So that really gave us the ability to do everything that we wanted to do. And we know, particularly on the 200, they've been carrying load around the country now for over 10 years. We know they're going to be able to do it well and they're going to be reliable. So obviously, it's a no-brainer platform from that point of view. The second area that was important to us is ultimate reliability and availability of spares. And whilst those things do seem contradictory, things do happen when you're on the trips, regardless of how reliable your vehicle is, so being able to get spare parts is important. There's no doubt Toyota own this in Australia for being able to have service centres and parts dealerships around the country. You can generally get parts for them. A few years ago on one of our R.A.T runs, we did a front axle seal on the front diff of the Land Cruiser 200, our old one. But we happened to be going to a local shop. We had to get the part, get into a mechanic and get it fixed. And so that's really important when we're tight on time and we just got to get the job done. Availability of parts is really important. And there's no doubt, we know Land Cruisers and Toyotas are reliable. We don't need to get into that. Everybody knows that that's the case. The 200 has proved itself in Australia towing heavy loads, so definitely a no-brainer when it comes to that point of view. From a personal basis, I've had multiple Toyotas. All of the R.A.T runs that we've done in the past has always been in a Toyota. So we had early Prado 120s, I had a 105 Cruiser, we've had a couple of Prado 150s, a 200 in the past, as well as my 76 wagon just before this 200. So I've got good experience with them. I know they're going to look after us when we head bush. From a personal point of view, I had to move to a 200 because I couldn't legally put a baby seat in my 2017 76 Cruiser. So obviously this is a good baby karting wagon. Everything sorts itself out from that point of view. I guess the last point to make is a Land Cruiser 300 is imminent. It's meant to be here before the end of the year. So the logical question is, why didn't we go for a 300? Ultimately, it's a case of timing. We had to do a R.A.T run this year, so we needed a vehicle that could be modified with all the gear on it by the end of the year. And whilst the vehicle is going to be out towards the end of 2021, it is going to take the aftermarket some time to catch up with all the parts that we really need to rely on when we head bush. So at some point, I'm sure we're going to get our hands on a 300, have a look at it, weigh it, and see what it's all about in the future. So if you are interested to see that, make sure you keep an eye on our social media so you don't miss out.